heel grabber or deceiver, and he certainly was. Cheated his father, he cheated his brother. He ended up trying to cheat Laban, but Laban was also as big a con artist as he was, and he ended up getting conned by Laban. The reality is that this is not a nice guy. This is Jacob. He's the son of... He's the youngest son of Isaac, him and his brother Esau. And although Esau, we know a great deal about, and we know that he was pretty worldly, we also know that Jacob did a lot of evil, sneaky, deceptive things. Respectable as I make it sound, but he's taking care of business in the way of the world. I mean, he really is an example of what the world is like. Most of what he does is not objectable in himself. Sometimes his ambition gets ahead of his wisdom, and he does some unethical things. As a matter of fact, that's what I would say he is. He's very unethical. If he lived today, he'd be a used car salesman. Okay? But all that is about to change today. What we're looking at, let's put it this way. When the sun goes down, his name is Jacob. When the sun comes up, his name becomes Israel. At night, he's the cheater. At 6 a.m. and first light, he's the man who God wrestled with. Before that night, Jacob was in excellent physical condition, and even after that, he would walk. After that, he would walk away with a limp, and would limp the rest of his life. That night by the Jabbok River made all the difference in Jacob's life. He met the Lord in a powerful way, and his life was transformed forever. It is well said that a crisis never made a man. It only reveals what he already is. That statement, in my opinion, is mostly true, or almost always true. We do not think it's absolutely true. From time to time, God brings crisis points in our lives that radically change the course of where we're headed. Before the crisis, a man looked at life one way. Afterwards and forever, he sees the world around him in a different way. Something like that happened to Jacob. This is the crisis that not only reveals who Jacob is, it also transforms him into something else. When Jacob wrestled with God, he lost. And at the same time, he also won. After all these years, Jacob meets his match at midnight by the Jabbok River. So, the setting, well, the time, the encounter with God takes place at the end of Jacob's 20 years in Haran. As we have seen, those have not been easy years. Most of the time was hard and difficult as Jacob chafed under Laban's domination. Over and over again, promises were made and then broken. Wages were set and then changed. Demands were made, then changed, then made again. Many were the days when Jacob wondered if he would ever go home again. Now at last he's free of Laban. The long humiliation is over. The lessons learned and the payment made. The hard times in Haran are but a distant memory. He's on his way home again. Now, according to the text, Jacob was camping on the banks of the Jabbok River, which flowed from the east into the Jordan River. He's somewhere in the mountains of Gilead, literally on the border of the Promised Land. 20 years earlier, as he was leaving the Promised Land, the Lord appeared to him near Bethel and said, "I will go with you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land." The promise is about to be fulfilled. For most